Welcome to Strange Fairy Tales with Greg. This is the story of Snow White. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess named Snow White. She was the fairest in all the land, meaning 5 minutes in the sun and she would get a sunburn like you wouldn't believe. Thus, she was forced to live in a dark forest where the sun wouldn't burn her. To make a living, she worked as a maid for 7 dwarves. There was Happy, Grumpy, Sneezy, Bashful, Doc, Starbucksy, and ADHD. There used to be an 8th dwarf, Lazy, but he never paid rent and was eventually kicked out. They lived very peacefully in the forest until one day an incredibly old and ugly apple peddler came by and sold Snow White some apples, claiming they were organic. Snow White foolishly trusted the old hag and ate an apple without washing it first. Unknown to her, the hag had lied, and the apple was covered in toxic synthetic pesticides. Snow White became very sick. Doc tried to help her, but he didn't have any actual medical training. Doc was merely his name. Therefore, they had to call for a real doctor. In the meantime, the dwarves built Snow White a glass box to keep out other contagions and diseases while her immune system was low. When the doctor finally did arrive, he was able to cure Snow White, and they fell in love. He was also able to prescribe to her an industrial-strength sunscreen so she could leave the forest. And they all lived happily ever after, except for the creepy old hag. Snow White posted a bad review on Yelp how the supposedly organic apples had pesticides, and the hag's business was ruined. The end.